LDBC, this is your boy Coach Shelton Harrison. You're live on the Coach Shelton Harrison Boxing and MMA Show live. Okay, folks, there has been a Keith Thurman sighting. I'll be a wet frog on a lily pad on a hot summer day taking a piss in the water. Keith Thurman has made a cameo appearance to the sport of boxing. Oh, man, shout out to Fight Hype for finally, getting an interview with this guy. Keith Thurman, let me go ahead and put it out there. I'm a fan of his fighting style. I'm not really much so a fan of, like, the personality or just what he says. I'm really never a fan of what he says. I just don't. But, I've been really waiting on his response, man, to, what he was going to say about his critics, man, about Errol Spence Jr. And I'm one of the people, like, I really wanted to hear his response, man. And, he didn't take the opportunity to just say, you know what, Errol Spence ain't on my level, or how he would say it, Errol Spence ain't even on my level. I'm going to tell you something right now, Ben Thompson, and I'll murk that boy. I actually thought that he was going to just take some time to just really say, you know what, Errol Spence he can't do nothing with me. Keith Thurman, he didn't mention him at all. Now, part of this, I fought the stupid interviewer, okay? I fought him because this was the perfect opportunity. But I don't think Fight Hype is really engrossed in the hardcore fans. I don't think they really know the pulse of the hardcore fans. Now, Keith Thurman do, because Keith Thurman, he watches videos by 78 Sports TV. We know this because 78 has interviewed this dude, a few times. And he knows 78, and, I know he knows what's going on. He definitely knows what's going on in the LDBC. And he know that the fight that everybody been talking about now in the LDBC and even in the YTBC is him versus Errol Spence. I mean, everybody been talking about it. And I was almost thinking that he was going out, and I was clamoring on every single doggone word. And I thought that he was about to just say, you know what, and Errol Spence this. I thought he was about to do it, but he didn't do it. He didn't do it. This was I'm talking about, y'all, a perfect opportunity for him to say whatever concerns he had about Errol Spence. I just didn't hear it. And then, too, the interview sounded like, I don't know, like he started talking about hard work and dedication. I'm like, what the heck? Wait a minute. And I want y'all to listen to this. Y'all tell me about this. Hold on.
You won a big fight, welterweight champion of the world. Yeah, everybody wanted to fight you. Yep. How does Keith Thurman feel right now?
Great, baby. Feeling great. You know what I'm saying? Look, let's be real, man. You know where I come from. Remember when I wanted a fight, could never get a fight? You know what I mean? Them days are over, right? Hard work and dedication paid off, man.
Hard work and dedication. Whoa, man. Okay. See, okay, good. He's selling himself. He talking about his future. Okay, good. I'm all for that. It just, I don't know, man. It just sounded like a Floyd Mayweather remix, man. That's what it sounded like. But I am going to agree, with a couple things. He was talking about a unification bout with Danny Garcia. And Danny Garcia right now is the current WBC champion. And, yeah, a unification bout, business sense, makes a good move for Keith Thurman, okay? Because let's just face it, if he fights Errol Spence, technically, what is he going to gain? Okay? And I think in his brain, he's thinking, this is what I think he's thinking, what is he going to gain by fighting Errol Spence Jr.? But, unfortunately, the critics are going to keep coming in, and I'm going to be wondering, why not? This is the fight that we're talking about. Let's make this fight happen. It's Errol Spence. Danny Garcia, it's a good fight. I mean, I won't be upset if he fights Danny Garcia, but I'll be disappointed that he didn't fight Errol Spence, okay? I mean, that's just how it is. On Errol Spence's end, really and truly, Spence got to start calling this dude out, man. I mean, he got to use that angle. Look, man, I beat Bundu better than you did. I beat Hoskins better than you did. He's got to use that angle, man. He got to start doing something to get this man attention. Or, he's going to have to get another welterweight in that ring, a top welterweight. He's got to get him in that ring. He's got to get somebody with some stripes. He got to get him in that ring. But right now, Errol Spence need to assert himself. He really need to go and assert himself. He need to do it, because if he don't, man, it's like, okay, Keith Thurman going to try to unify the belts, and I see what he's trying to do. I see exactly what he's trying to do. Okay, fighting Garcia, that's not a step down. Okay, but we really want to see him fight Errol Spence Jr. because that's the fight that people want to see the most, okay? I don't think anybody would be terribly upset if he fought Garcia. I don't think so. I think Keith Thurman beats Danny Garcia simply because, not because of Garcia don't have the power to deal with Thurman. I just don't think Garcia got the mobility to deal with a Thurman. I don't think he do. You know, I think if Garcia was a bit more mobile, I'd probably be picking Garcia to win that fight. But Thurman, I think Thurman beats Garcia, but I think Spence beats Thurman. I just do. I think he does, man. And I think Spence possesses another array of problems for Keith Thurman that Sean Porter really couldn't do, since people like to say that Errol Spence is just another version of Sean Porter. Since people like to say that, I think Errol Spence creates a different set of problems, man. I definitely know that Errol Spence is he's gonna put a jab out there, where Sean Porter is not likely to use a jab. He ain't gonna do that. Errol Spence is gonna set up shots, and he is gonna use that jab. He just is. Also, too, you know, Keith Thurman said something else in his interview, man. Oh, let me finish with Sean Porter. I'm sorry. Yeah, Errol Spence is going to set up stuff with a jab, and he's going to be a little bit more precise, and he's going to be a little bit more strategical in how he deals with Thurman. Versus Porter, there was no strategy. Just come in and maul him to death. Okay, so that's my take on that. I think the fight still is a close fight. I think I still give the edge to Errol Spence Jr. I think Errol Spence Jr. is fast, and I think that when he's hitting these guys to the body, that's what kind of did it for me with Keith Thurman. He's very susceptible to the body. I think he is. And I think Errol Spence is a very good body puncher. He's a tremendous body puncher. And I think that he could take advantage of that part of Keith Thurman's game. I think he can anyway. That's my opinion. Also, Keith Thurman said something, too, that just kind of didn't. He kind of said, you know, I'm still telling everybody that I'm one time. And I did say I was one time, and he fought one time this year. No, Keith, maybe I misinterpreted what you said, but that's not what you said one time mean. You said one time mean that if you hit somebody hard enough one time, they going down. Now, you talking about you fought one time this year, Keith? I can't buy that. I'm sorry. I ain't going along with that, Keith. I can't do it. I cannot co-sign that, okay? Now, like I said before, I understand where he's going with the unification bout with Garcia. I get it. Okay, he says he wants to fight in 2017. Okay, no problems. Okay, the unification bout. Okay, I get it. You know, it makes more financial sense for him. There's more money for that, and there's probably going to be less money fighting Spence. Okay, I get it. But the fight that the hardcore fans want to see is Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence. Okay, hey, you guys tell me what you think about this interview. Do you think Keith was really sincere? Do you see Keith Thurman fighting Danny Garcia like he said in 2017? Do you even think that the fight with Errol Spence and Keith Thurman will happen? And here's what I want to get out of you guys. Okay, what does Errol Spence need to do in order to say, hey, Keith Thurman, get in the ring with me? Like, what do you guys think he needs? Or do you think Errol Spence has done enough to get in the ring? This is a question that I'm asking people that's watching the video. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. What are you guys waiting on? Subscribe. I'm done.